Yo guys, this is Reinhardt. This is your favorite Russian talking. And today we're gonna be ranting a little bit. Ranting about the new changes, ranting about the actually not the new changes. New changes are freaking awesome, guys. We're gonna be ranting about the QQers. And we're also gonna rant about the bots, because a lot of people ask me to talk about the bots. For some reason, I have no idea. But before that, I want to make a quick announcement. People ask me what I think of the DK changes, what do I foresee from the changes, what do I think that, what I think this, and guess what? I made 3 blocks, 1 DK survivability, 1 on holy DK changes in rotation and everything that we can expect, and the third one is about the warlocks overall, and kind of like what they actually need. And those 3 blocks were on a Nook and they're gonna be in the description below. And the last thing I want to talk is, I'm a Professor Reinhardt, I'm a Prophet Reinhardt, I'm a Prophet Vladimir, I'm a Prophet Mr. Russian. Call me whenever you want to, but if you see my class balance video, that was on October 16th, that's where I proposed the suggestion of removing all the blanket silences from the game, and I made a post about it, which was supported by a bunch of people, and they kept reposting it, and Blizzard actually listened and removed all the blankets. And I also made a suggestion about 5 runic power cards for conversion, and they did it as well. So, Prophet Reinhardt. But in all seriousness, guys, stupider accent aside, thank you very much for supporting those ideas. Thank you so much for reposting it. Thank you so much for being persistent with me as well. In terms of that matters, we actually got a good survivability increase as a DKs. Believe it or not, I think it might be actually enough. And I also think that blankets had to go, and thanks a lot for supporting me on that regards as well. I'm not taking the credit for it at all. I proposed a suggestion, community heard it, community supported. So all the props I'm gonna give you is to community for actually having blankets removed. But now let's start ranting, my friend. So blanket got removed from you, you poor little mage. Blanket got removed from you. Well, for fuck's sakes, get another mattress and put on top of you. You're not gonna die from cold, okay? You lost your blanket, so fine, buy another pillow. But in all seriousness, this is what I don't like. Mage made a post. What the hell does a Blizzard want us to do? Do they really want us to cast? Oh no shit, my friend, you're a caster. Guess what would be expected from you to do damage? To get the cast off. Comprende? No comprende? I don't care. But that's the thing that kinda needs to be done. If you are playing a caster, you need to cast. If you're not playing the caster, you don't need to cast. You need to mongoloid damage, so to say. But let's be frank here really quickly about that. What I really don't like, and what I really want to rant about right now, is for all those people who actually QQ'd about too much crowd control in the game, but when their crowd control got nerfed, now they're QQing back on, hey Blizzard, why did you nerf my crowd control? Well, no kidding, you're one of the contributing factors for a massive crowd control in the game. So when the Blizzard toned down that a little bit, why do you post a QQ when you actually ask for reduction of crowd control? And I'm talking about the mages, ferals, warlocks, warriors, so to say. And first of all, feral, you have a 30-second cyclone. Guess what? It's a very good. It's a very good change, because guess what? Even rogue doesn't have a really good undispellable CC on a 30-second cooldown. Now, ferals have a lot of control outside of that. They have roots, they have maim, they have pound stun, and now they have a clone on 30 seconds. Your CC will be fine. Trust me. What you need to do is just use your predatory swiftness to heal sometimes. That's the biggest difference there's gonna be. It's not really that much. Mage, my dear mage, look at me, mage. You lost your blanket, I'm freaking happy. Guess what? You're no longer gonna have to deep freeze the healer, DPS, then a blanket the healer, DPS dead, okay? It was very easy to pull off. Blanket was one of the stupidest decisions that were incorporated in Blizzard, and I'm very glad they actually gone, because first of all, it's very not fair to have a counter spell, 4-second silence versus 5-second strangulate. The difference in cooldowns, like what counter spell, what with the 4-piece bonus, I believe it's like what, 20 seconds or something. So 20 seconds, 4-second silence, or 120 seconds, 5-second silence. It was not very fair to anybody who had legitimate silence, and the blankets had to go, because I don't think that the Mongoloids should be rewarded for getting their counter spells juked, they should be penalized about it. And that's the thing about the counter spell, is because even though you juke them successfully, they're still gonna blanket you. And it had to go, especially with the 8-second cooldown window for the healers, because the healers before that they could dispel the blanket, but now they can't that openly, especially against the clouds who have multiple sources of controls outside of that. So very, very, very good actually change. Finally, I think it's the biggest support of it I have is for the healers, because the healers can actually catch up on healing, I'm very afraid of the rogues. I really don't want to see rogues sneaking behind my ass way too much in next patch. So I'm very, very, very afraid of rogues. I think that the buffs are a little bit too overtuned, and they need to actually remove some of that buffs again. Rogues do really good opener damage, and their opener damage is very, very scary, so it needs to be toned down in my opinion. So that's my thing. Now, still, let's go to the changes. I play Warlock, by the way. Dear Warlocks, you lost your Blood Fear, and I understand that Warlocks were not overpowered class. But guess what? Even though the Warlock is not overpowered class, the ability was totally very, very overpowered, so it had to go. Blood Fear was a Mongoloid Fear talent. It was very easy to pull off. It didn't need to be in the game. Somebody's calling me, but whatever. I'm making vlog, something productive right now. So, and I play Warlock myself, so those actually needed to be changes. So please, dear Blizzard community, when you QQ that there's too much CC, stop QQing when that CC is actually going away. And even though your class is getting nerfed personally, trust me, a bunch of other classes are getting nerfed at the same time. And dear warriors, please do not QQ about the second wind nerf, because the ability was way too overtuned. It literally could counter all the dot damage from the other classes, and yes, it had to be done. So overall, good changes. Kudos to you, Blizzard. Thank you very much. Now let's talk a little bit about the bots, because a lot of people ask me to talk about the bots, and I'm not sure what you want me to talk about, because the average bot player, when you're leveling up, actually plays better than the other player itself. I think that the players who are leveling, they're like sheep. They're like people who just started leveling. They don't play very well. And I think that they're like people who are like, I've seen stupid things done. I've seen my warrior would get defrosted by a mage, and that mage would blink out, and as soon as my warrior gets out of the defrost, he'll start frostbolting me. Like, you would think that the frostbolt does more damage when the target is not defreezed. So it was very, it's really very weird, so to say. So I've seen the bots do a top damage or second or third on top damage, and top healing at this, and the top healing too. So the bots actually play a little bit better when you're leveling up. The problem with the bots becomes when they actually, it's a lazy way out, and I understand that, but let's actually start nerd raging at the Blizzards for putting so much time requirement to actually get the gear. It's annoying as hell. Bots, they are not a necessary evil, but the reason why the bots exist is because the game is too grindy. So why not actually make the game a little bit less grindy? What do you think of that? Huh? What I think is also that it's very interesting and very funny is because when I was leveling my mage, I have like level 24 mage just for shits and giggles. You know the Duskwood place where the bunch of creepy spiders, freaking wolves, zombies, and the actual worgens. Like there's a worgen in rage worgens, they're always permanently in their shade. It was like a level 24, 26. So I remember grinding there, and I would do arcane blast, and arcane blast my hit would like hit of like 250, 300 damage, and then the guy would just smack me for 50 damage or 30 damage back. And it's like, no, there's a slap, I'm slapping you. And so I was actually ended up casting arcane blast right into the worgen's face, and then switch to another worgen and start casting arcane blast again, and then another one, and that's where it gets really boring. So the thing is why the bots are so efficient is because, or so high in demand, is because it takes long time to grind up to level 90 or get the honor gear. And the second reason why the bots are so popular is because it's so freaking easy to level. So what I think that Blizzard actually needs to do is make that freaking Worgen hit my match for 300 damage with 1 melee attack. So I will be forced to kite away to Nova him properly, make Nova maybe not break on the freaking damage. I'm just throwing it out there. But make the mobs actually do a really good damage to the players, but once the players actually kill something, guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna get a way more experience. So that's when the bot is leveling, he will fail miserably against those good freaking mobs. But on the other hand, those mobs will give you way more experience. If you're really afraid of so much of a random mongoloid new players who cannot actually kill the Worgen that does 30 damage compared to your 300 arcane blast, make some sort of like a just an advanced zone where the mobs are super hard and they give you super XP. So just for the players like I am who definitely think that I'm a little bit smarter than the mob, auto attacking me, so to say. So I think those two changes actually not needed. Along as with actually banning people, I'm not supporting botting by any means possible. But if you look at the other games don't really have a lot of botting option because either game bans them so much or the game actually says, well, guess what guys, we're gonna make game a little bit less grindy for you to enjoy it more. So that's my perspective. Make the honor, double the honor from random or from BGs. Just double the honor in general, honor gain. So that's when the person bots that shit. He at least will bot, but for a lot less time. So people are gonna have to face him less. And if the people who are botting also gonna get banned a whole lot, and Blizzard will make it official that they're getting banned, guess what's gonna happen? Because it's a lot easier to get the gear, and there's a high risk of people getting banned for botting. Guess what's gonna happen in general, my friends? The botting will actually gonna come to the end because people will say, okay, screw this. This is completely not worth it. So that is my suggestion in terms of how to eliminate botting, so to say. And this is my sort of mini rant QQ. If you guys liked it, give me thumbs up. If you guys hate it, give me thumbs down. Either way guys, I'm Russian, I don't really give a shit. Thanks you for loving me, and до свидания.